Going on, guys? Today we're gonna put this whole bike together, and it's pretty much like the engine teardown I did. It was kind of like step by step. So I plan on doing with the video here, so stay tuned and you'll see this thing go together in like, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. Well, we got the rear end in. Took the rear end out of that bike, and the reason that I changed the rear end in this bike, which I kind of didn't mention before, but this axle is actually out of like a 90cc four-wheeler, like one of them little E-tons. Matter of fact, I think that's what it came out, was an E-ton. And you can see here it's, you know, a 300ex sprocket bolted to the other sprocket. These bearings in here was changed from 40mm ID to 30mm ID to fit this. You know, there was a wheel spacer on one side, you know, to try to make it so it was even. But that's the reason that I'm changing the rear end out. That swing arm is actually really good shape. The bearings and everything is really nice in it. And kind of the whole idea of this bike here is just putting a bunch of the old wore out stuff all in one thing. It's all, everything's still good working, you know, good working condition. It's just kind of shady, and the engine I'm putting on's kind of wore out. I got those motor mounts out that was for the other, you know, the engine that didn't belong in here. I got 2 of those motor mounts out. And I kind of forgot about this thing. It was covered in mud when I kind of did an overview of the other video, but you see here I welded another piece to that to you know, to get the mount that I needed. So I gotta probably just cut this off, re-drill a hole. I mean, you can kind of see maybe that there is, you know, part of the original hole, so cut that off, drill that out. Alright, got this motor mount all fixed back up. You know, whatever. And I got the one I had welded in there cut back out. I think we're ready to stick the engine in there. Well, I got the engine in there, and I gotta tell you, I think I spent more time getting that engine in there than what I did doing putting this in and even taking it out of the other bike, the rear end. This thing was like, I mean, you gotta hold your mouth just right to get this thing in there. It's insane. I'm gonna have to, I don't know if you can actually see it, one of the motor mounts that I cut out was for the back of the other engine. I'm gonna have to reinforce this mount and weld it, because it was just, I think I reinforced it before, I don't know, but by the time I got this engine in here, a corner of it busted off. So I'm gonna put this in here and weld it up, weld it to these washers, weld it to that, and to reinforce this mount. So yeah, it's kind of crappy, but I don't want to go without having at least one side of that mount in there. You know, so we got those mounts there, one down here, you know, the 2 down here and the 2 up, you know, up here. But yeah, there's something else getting this in there. I would make a suggestion that if you're gonna like rebuild one of these bikes and you rebuilt the engine, don't put the top end on until you got the bottom end in the bike. Because I mean, it looks like you can get this whole top end out of here with the engine in it. So I don't know, maybe there's just a certain way you twist this thing and get it in, but it was a real bear to get in there. So up next is hooking up accessories and stuff like that to this thing. This bike has a Chinese wiring harness in it, so and everything, it should hook up just fine. This engine has a 3-phase stator. I got a 3-phase voltage regulator. You know, your pickup coil in here. You know, it's basically the same hookup. It is going to have to be spliced and scabbed together. You know, it's just the way it's going to have to be. But this wiring harness will work. And I think I'm just going to put the carburetor on it that I had on the when this Honda engine was on the Chinese bike. I had one of those PZ30 carburetors on. I think I'm just going to put it on there. It was working on it, and I'll just put it back on here. It makes it so it makes it kind of a little thing that's kind of extra as nice is that the choke will be on here, so you don't have to reach underneath to turn the choke on. And this clutch lever's broke. I'll just use the one off of the one that was on there. The cable and everything's the right length, so whenever I put this engine in the other bike, I actually customized the cable mount for the clutch, so it just makes sense to use it anyways. So it's already converted to use basically a Chinese cable, so they're only like $8, so I think that'll be, you know, they probably break more often, but alright, whatever. Alright, we got the chain on, and I actually used a chain that was in the box for the other bike I just bought. It had that box of parts, and there was an O-ring chain in there. I don't know how good a condition it is, but I didn't have a master link though. It's like the other thing that wasn't put in the box, and I was able to just put a 50 chain master link in it. It seems to be working alright. And the wiring's all hooked up. I gotta tape up some stuff and zip tie some things, and you know, I think I might cut some crap off of it. There's a tail light wiring and stuff like that. But show you here, it turns over and stuff. That whistling noise, I don't know if you can hear that or not. That is the I got a performance, one of the Chinese performance CDI boxes in there. Puts out a hotter spark and stuff. Here you can see it has spark. Turns over. Alright. So we need yeah, tape all that crap up, put the exhaust system on it, put the carburetor on. And I don't have any good gas tanks besides a super nice one, and that bike's not going to get a super nice gas tank. So I'm going to put the one that was on Glenn on there, which you can see here, it's a gas tank inside of a gas tank, because this one here like cracked and split and stuff in the bottom. So it holds, I'm seriously, like, it holds like a half a gallon of gas. But this bike pretty much just runs around on, like, I don't know, what is it, 14 acres or something, so it's not, I'm not going to take it anywhere anyways. I haven't been anywhere riding in a while anyhow. I suppose if I did, I could just take something else. Alright, catch you guys in a few seconds. I already got the, I already had it started up. So the engine's on there and all hooked up. The exhaust system's on it, and it ended up with the HMF pipe because I don't know what's going on with this one. It's, I think this is a DG. It was on a 250X. I don't know if something's different about it or what, but this one here went right on, so decided to go with it. But, this thing is going to be freaking loud. There it goes. Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be loud. So I gotta get the Nerf bars back on there, the gear shifter, and then front plastics. I do have a single piece Mayer front. See how it lines up with the back stock ones I have, and they just seem to be easier because these things are like how many different pieces. Alright, well, see you guys in a minute. Well, it's all done. The, see, where was I at on it last? Well, it's all done. Body's on it. I actually even went as far as to put a back brake on this one. It's not a 300ex caliper, it's a Chinese one that I adapted. I actually had this on the pink bike at one point, and I took it off because everybody kept power sliding it, and I had to put brake pads on it every week. But let's see if we can get this to fire right up. Alright, catch you guys later.